Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of Godzilla Collection 3. Now, just to make one little correction, I forgot one book in the previous part, which this one is James Cameron's story of science fiction, which includes these guys down here: Guillermo del Toro, George Lucas, Christopher Nolan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ridley Scott, and Steven Spielberg. Essentially how they were involved with science fiction things, but it does have some Godzilla stuff in here, like round here with the 54 movie. Obviously, that's a very influential movie. So I do recommend this book if you want to hear people's opinions like about their science fiction works. So now let's get into the DVDs and Blu-rays, which I think I mentioned in the previous part. So let's begin with some of the new ones. So here we starting off in order the way I got them. So here we have Evangelion, Death and Rebirth. Essentially, the movie is more or less a compilation of the episodes tied together in a more linear manner, or non-linear. So I do like this movie, but I highly stress you watch the TV show first, because if you're going to go watch Death and Rebirth first, you're going to be flat out confused. Which I didn't necessarily find that problem when I first watched the movie before I watched the show. So because I watched the Rebuild movies first and then this, so I know what's necessarily happening. Of course, it's got tons of bonus features. Of course, it comes with the dub and the Japanese dub and another English dub, but with like files that you can select, like about characters and what specific scenes, audio commentaries. And of course, you got the 2 discs. So you got disc 1, disc 2, and a manga catalog of like what other animes are like out there things. So yeah, I do recommend this DVD, but it's going to cost you an arm and a leg since it's now out of print, and manga has not done a reissue of the movie on Blu-ray. So, but then again, it is on Netflix, but only the Death section portion, which does not have Tamashii Narufura song on it, which I was very disappointed by. But nevertheless, I do recommend Death and Rebirth. So, next one coming up, here we have King Kong vs. Godzilla. I've upgraded it to Blu-ray. It's an okay transfer. Special features, there are none. Which, of course, this is just a straight-up reissue of the DVD in Blu-ray form, which was absolutely naughty by Universal. But what's weird about it is there's no menu. It just takes you straight to the movie, which I thought, that is bloody odd. But nevertheless, I'm happy to have King Kong vs. Godzilla again. Now we got the Godzilla 1998 Blu-ray, not the 4K one, which I've not gotten. But of course, this is a completely different release from the DVD, since it has different features, and this was released at the time when the 2014 movie was out. So a good release. And now we got Godzilla King of the Monsters Blu-ray, which I got on the day it came out because I had this thing pre-ordered during when the movie was in the cinema. Great movie this is. Lots of critics and people have bashed this movie to no end, saying that there's too much monster action, which I find that to be a contradiction, simply because people moaned about Godzilla not being prominent in the previous movie, and yet when directors give people what they want, they got like another side moaning. So let me just say, make your bloody minds up! But anyway, I know lots of kaiju fans say that this is an improvement over the 2014 movie. I would say so as well. I would say both movies are good. And speaking of 2014, I got it in Blu-ray form for just £3 from CEX. Let's just say I hate this store's name like the plague, because whenever I say it, people think I'm being rude. I'd like to know if that was deliberate. And then you got like special features in here. Some of them are more here than the Blu-ray, not Blu-ray, DVD of the Godzilla 2014 movie, so I'm glad to upgrade to Blu-ray to complete the Monsterverse collection. But of course, that's not until King Kong vs. Godzilla comes out in the cinemas next year. Okay, for something that's non-Godzilla related, here we have Karidian. This is a Toho movie, but this movie is essentially like a collection of ghost stories, which I find that to be very interesting, and I like to learn of more culture, folklore of Japanese mythology. I do recommend this movie, but Let me just say, it is quite long. It's about 183 minutes, which I believe is 3 hours long. I think, but of course you can correct me if I'm wrong. And then here we have the Godzilla, Evangelion .333. You cannot redo. This is the collector's edition. It comes with quite a few bonus features. But of course, the highlight of this Blu-ray, just get it out. Of course, it comes with a reversible sleeve because that's what it came in, that cover. Which you have that. Things, of course, it comes with the DVD and the Blu-ray. But of course, the best part is the art book, which it shows you like all the things made for the movie. Yeah, really awesome stuff this is. So, do recommend it. And finally, possibly the rarest tape in my collection, second to the Godzilla triple video set. It is the Godzilla vs. Mothra manga live tape. Of course, my friend John Shelton, he released a video of the two manga Godzilla tapes. The first release had these artworks right here, which is the King Ghidorah one, which I have as well, which you saw in the previous collection video. Of course, the second release had Norio Yoshihari's artwork, which I found very informative, and I do recommend you guys check out John Shelton's videos of his Godzilla memorabilia. So overall, this tape is really really cool, and of course, like the previous Godzilla tapes I have, this is surprisingly in widescreen, and of course the dubbing is a bit on the funny side, especially the fairy guardians of Mothra that really talk like this. Not exactly that sort of thing. I mean, sort of like a high-pitched echo to their voices. It's actually a good movie. This is even though I prefer King Ghidorah movie over this one, but as for what it is, it's very entertaining. So that wraps up the DVD, Blu-ray, and videotape portion of the Godzilla Collection 3. Now, finally, we're moving on to the figures. So see you then.